Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're tackling one of those huge headaches in modern professional AV. You know the one. How do you get a perfect, pristine 4K video signal across a massive installation, say 100 meters?
Which is what, 328 feet?
Exactly, without the signal just, collapsing or getting polluted by environmental noise. So we're deep diving into a really cool solution. The DVIGear DVI-2510-AOC Hyperlight HDMI active optical cable.
Right.
Our mission here is to show you exactly how this hybrid tech just shatters that old physics barrier that kept copper cables under, 15 meters?
If you were lucky. And what's fascinating here is that it's not just about the distance, it's the sheer demand of the signal itself. At those lengths, your standard copper wiring, it suffers from massive attenuation.
The signal just dies off.
It dies. And to get that perfect picture, you have to support data rates up to 18 gigabits per second.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's driven by a 600 millihertz pixel clock. That is an enormous amount of information to push down a wire.
And that 18 Gbps, that's the golden requirement for full HDMI 2.0 fidelity, right?
That's it.
We're talking ultra-high resolutions, 3840 by 2160 at 60 hertz, deep color profiles like RGB 4.4.4. This isn't just, basic signal delivery.
No, this is mission-critical image quality. And beyond the raw bandwidth, the cable has to manage compliance. So it supports HDCP 1.4 and 2.2 for all your content protection.
Of course.
But here's a crucial detail for making it actually work. The DDC communication for eDIVE.
Okay, hold on. For those who aren't deep in installation infrastructure, what does that technical handshake really mean? Why is that so important?
It's everything. It's how the source, like your computer, and the display automatically negotiate the perfect settings.
The resolution, the refresh rate,
all of it. Without that reliable DDC handshake, especially over a long distance, you get flickering screens.
Yeah.
Or, no picture at all.
So this guarantees that handshake works flawlessly.
All the way up to 100 meters.
Okay, so we know it meets the digital specs, but the real magic is happening under the jacket, right? How did they solve the physics problem?
They went hybrid, and this is the key. It's not pure fiber. It's a blend.
A blend.
You've got 4 strands of POF, that's polyfluorinated optical fiber, that handle the high-speed video data. And then you have 6 traditional copper wires for the low-speed control data and power.
So the video is literally traveling as light.
As light at 850 nanometers. So it completely bypasses those distance constraints that just choke copper.
And POF is crucial there because, unlike glass fiber, it's super durable and flexible. I was looking at the specs. It's plenum rated, which is essential, but the minimum bend radius is just 2 millimeters.
2 millimeters.
That completely changes the game for installers working in tight, old conduits.
Oh, absolutely. And what's even more fascinating for installers is the removable connector.
What do you mean?
The actual HDMI docking connectors, they detach. And when you take them off, the cable's cross-section shrinks down to this tiny 12.4 by 10.0 millimeter profile.
Whoa. So it basically shrinks down to the size of a USB plug.
Pretty much. So it's infinitely easier to pull through a packed conduit than a big, rigid HDMI head. Then you just lock it back on.
And power, I imagine it needs a lot.
That's the other surprise. It just sips power. Less than 1/4 of a watt, usually drawn right from the HDMI source. So no bulky external power bricks in most cases.
That's a huge benefit.
Huge. Now let's get to the real game changer for specialized applications. Because the high-speed signals are traveling as light.
They're immune to interference.
Completely immune.
Yeah.
From any environmental noise. This gives the cable a very, very low RFI and EMI profile.
Okay, so that RFI EMI immunity, that's the real strategic value here. That means this cable is perfect for sensitive environments, secure facilities.
Places where you absolutely cannot risk signal leakage or outside interference.
Great. And speaking of that, I saw it's TAA compliant.
Yes, TAA compliant. So it meets the criteria for government contracts, which really cements its place in these high-demand, high-trust installations, plus a solid 3-year warranty.
So let's boil it all down. The DVIGear Hyperlight is this lightweight, low-power solution that uses a hybrid design to deliver perfect, interference-free 4K video over distances that copper just can't touch.
Exactly. And that raises a really important question for you, the listener, to think about. Given that this cable transmits sensitive data flawlessly and is immune to environmental noise, what does this trend toward low RFI optical solutions suggest about the future of cable security?
You mean the evolving risks of signal interception?
Precisely. In those next-generation government or high-demand commercial installations, it's something to think about as you plan your next big infrastructure upgrade.